There are many countries to teach English in Spain. Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Aitza. I talk about books, fashion, being Black in Spain, personal finance, travel, a whole bunch of other things. And if you're not new here, thanks so much for coming back and listening to me ramble. And today's video is on how I've saved 50% of my income as an English teacher in Spain. Which, if you know anything about teaching English in Spain, you're like, what? How should you do that? So let's get started. So, as an American, there's various programs where you can teach English in other countries, be it in South Korea or China or France, the Caribbean, Latin America, Spain. And Spain is one of the lower ones because it has the barest minimum. You can even do it while you're a university student, which would be really cool. It's like you're studying abroad instead to like teach and make money while you're doing that. But on average, you make about €1,000 a month, which you're like, that's not a lot of money. But considering there's this thing in Spain where the average college graduate is making about €1,000 a month, just because the economy never really bounced back from the 2009, I was about to say 2009, but that sounds right. Wrong, the 2009 economic crisis, that's the average. So being able to come here, work 12 to 16 hours and to make that much, which is a minimum wage, is like a steal. That's really, really great. But because of that, typically the budget for some people, they think it's very strict. They can't do as much as they want to do. They can't travel as much. And so I'm going to tell you guys how I was able to travel every month and save half of my income. So yeah, that's it. It may not work for you, but I hope you learned something from this video. But the first way I did it was I didn't live alone. So I could have lived alone because where I am in Spain, the cost of living is one of the cheapest. And I could have gotten an apartment on my own and utilities and stuff and maybe spent €600, which still would have left me with about €400. But I decided that I wanted to have a sense of community, but also it'd be easier because you're splitting your utilities, you're splitting rent, gas, all that stuff, Wi-Fi, and that kept me lower. And because it's 3 of us, it meant it was even cheaper. So that's really one good way. And I know people say this all the time, like, don't live alone. And clearly, if you have some kind of medical condition where you need to live alone, I know it's not an option for you. But I sacrificed wanting to live on my own, which is something that's like on my 30 before 30 bucket list. But I like money more and I like material things more. And it's been nice, especially with Corona, being with another human, because that would have sucked. I think I would have gone crazy. So yeah, if you can have a roommate and cut down those costs, go for it. The second thing was I started using my credit cards more in order to get cash back. Now I know this sounds crazy because you're like, what does using your credit card have to do with saving more money? Because I was getting more cash back from little things and I was seeing that money like pile up more, that allowed me to in turn put more money towards my savings. So if you have a kind of credit card or a debit card, whatever, that gives you cash back, if you're buying online and there's Ebates or whatever, utilize that cash back because it may not seem like a lot now. Like I have a card that gives like 2% cash back on all gas and groceries. Now I'm not going to the gas station, but for groceries, that's very useful. So we started doing group grocery shopping together. So that's like $200 on the card. And then I'm getting that cash back. That helps to save money for travel because travel is such a big part of my life. And I was traveling every month, booking trips on my credit card. If you're buying $100 plane ticket, you're getting 2% back or whatever. Or booking, like using booking.com or whatever the case may be, and we have there, I'm saving more money, and saving more money by using my credit card means that I can put that extra money that I wouldn't have gotten back into my budget, into my savings or whatever. And so that was a really good tool that I utilized. It seems kind of silly, but it worked for me. Number 3 was I started shopping in my mother's closet. So as I've gotten older, I've kind of wanted to like refine my wardrobe and things like that. And luckily, I'm at a time now where my mom, she's kind of gained a little bit of weight, not a lot, but she's kind of outgrown some of her clothes. But also, she's not working in a corporate setting anymore. So all those clothes that she had, they're really good quality, great stitching, like Brooks Brothers, J. Crew, Old School, Gap, Ann Taylor, Petite, Sophisticate, all of that stuff. I have inherited now, and that saved me so much money in thinking about how I want to develop my wardrobe and what my personal style is looking like. But also that means I'm shopping less, and I've kind of like defined what my style is, so I don't feel like I need to be buying things and replacing things as much, which leads to number 4, which was I really cut back on my fast fashion shopping. So I used to spend so much money on like Boohoo and H&M and ASOS or ASOS, depending on where you're from, places like that. And I still do frequent them some places. Like I really like white t-shirts, and I sometimes want to wear a white t-shirt every day of the week. But I'm not going to spend €30 or $30 on a white t-shirt. No, I'm going to go to Uniqlo, where they're $9.99, get 5 of them, and it's a thick material, not too see-through, which is important for me because I'm darker skinned. And do it like that, but cutting down on that fast fashion, not following the trends, but instead defining my style and realizing, oh, I like this, and I don't need to wear that. Like I would only wear that once, and being more conscious about my purchases. And seeing something and saying, hey, okay, I'm in here on a Tuesday. I'm going to come back on Friday. And if it's still here on Friday at the end of the week, I'll get it. And if it's not, then it wasn't meant to be. And if I'm really, really hurt about it, I'll go online and look for it. Little things like that. Or I'll look for it secondhand. Which is the 4th thing, buying things secondhand. I have a video. It's about my first impressions of a Monsieur Gabriel bag. And that bag retails for about $900, and I got it for under $200. Why? Because I bought it pre-loved, secondhand, and I waited. I was very patient. I didn't trigger, so I kept my eye out, and that saved me alone. That bag, that saved me $800, just about roughly $800 by waiting and buying secondhand. And there's so many sites you could go on, especially if you like luxury goods. So just because you're saving your income, you're saving more money, it doesn't mean you have to sacrifice the things you like. You just may have to be a bit more patient. So for example, I was on things like Fashion File, Poshmark, Rebag, Vestiaire, and it's the really, really popular one, and I'm blanking, but there's a lot of like consignment shops or pre-loved shops where you can buy pre-loved, pre-owned bags that are in almost new condition or new condition. And yeah, there's another YouTuber, Jesuit Lou. I don't speak French, but she's a cute little Mexican girl who lives in Spain. And she has like great videos about that, and I'll link her below. And number 5, I buy in bulk. So all of my necessities like skincare, hygiene things like that, I start buying them in bulk, even some food stuff. Because a lot of times when you buy in bulk, you can get a discount off. So instead of me every month buying something for my face, like I'll do all my skincare every 6 months, because I know a product will last me about 3 months. And if I buy 2, I may get another one for free or something like that. You reduce on your shipping cost. And I require like a lot of specialty skincare and stuff, so I would have been paying for shipping. So finding those ways to cut down those costs, and seeing how you're saving per item at the time may not seem like a big deal, but it is. And if let's say you may not need to, but your friend who lives near you or your roommate, they also shop at that store or whatever. You say, hey, I'm going to make this order. You want to get in? You'd be saving a bunch of money. You're also getting that cash back. And see, it's just a little ways to cut and save. They don't seem like it's really going to make a difference, but it will. The next on my list is by buying my glasses online and buying my contacts online. I know this seems crazy, right? You're like, what? But I have a very, very high prescription. And so if I just wanted new lenses, like not new frames, it would cost me about $300, $400. So by going online and doing things like these from Firmo, but I love Warby Parker. I love my Warby Parkers forever. I can't wait to get them replaced. They are just so near and dear to me, and they're very much me. That saved me new frames and glasses. That has saved me about $300, $400. And so I'm not trying to be like, oh, well, I need to save it for this, so I can't have my paycheck, or I have to buy that. No, that saved me just a shit ton of money. And the next one is, what does this say? Oh, yes, for travel. This is travel related. But I bring my own tea and my own thermos and my own water bottle. So a lot of times when you're traveling, especially in Europe or even in the US, like if you go somewhere and you ask for water, they might try to charge you. But if you have your own water bottle, especially at airports, if you go into a Starbucks, Starbucks has to give you free water. They can't tell you no. So you go into Starbucks and ask for free water, they will give it to you. And they may charge you for a cup, but if you have your own thermos or your own mug, like for me, you're a tea drinker, you ask for free hot water, they're going to give you free hot water. You have your own tea bag, boom, bam, there you go. You can use their sugar, their honey, or whatever, and that's a great travel hack. And considering that like tea can be $2.50, $3, you're saving, especially if you're like me and you drink like 3-4 cups of tea a day. Same thing with going to restaurants. You can ask them for free hot water. If you're like going to a brunch or somewhere and have your tea bag with you, you can save a bunch of money that way, especially if you like to be social like me and still go out and do things. Because why spend $2 when you can spend that same money on a whole bag of 20 and just save yourself? Especially with like going out for the water thing. I think that's very important to consider, instead of buying water for like $1 a bottle or something like that. You just save so much. And also we've covered, that's everything. Oh no, the last one, I'm sorry guys. I stopped drinking out as much. So like, social drinking, everything like that, but you get a glass of wine here, a glass of wine there, a beer there, that kind of adds up, right? But instead, start hosting events at your house. You supply the alcohol, you have everyone chip in. You kind of balance it out. Or like, depending on where you live, if you live in an open container area, you go out, you sit in the park and you drink and you have a nice little thing. You're so socializing. You're not sitting at home crying into your cup of beer. This is not beer, but let's pretend I'm crying into it. Like, you're not doing that and you're saving money. So yeah, that is everything that I've used. Oh no, that is not it. The very, very last one. I'm sorry guys. I do my own hair. So if you're Black and you're watching this, going to get braids done, a blowout, twists, whatever, cornrows is expensive. And for those of you who don't know, I'm going to insert a picture here. And that look could cost me, depending on where I live, at least $100. I do it myself. I just buy the hair. The hair is about $30. I saved myself $70 minimum. But typically, what I pay to get my hair braided or twisted, depending on the size, would be about $200 plus tip. And granted, like the people I go to, they incorporate their price as well. But it's just engraved in me. I consider it a courtesy. And it's someone who I've developed a really good relationship with. So I tip them. So by doing that, I can save that money. And it's such a good thing. And saving all of that money has allowed me to travel. And And it's just been really nice. It funded my travel. It's helped me save for grad school, hopefully, which I'll be going to next year because Corona has stolen so much from us. But yeah, and it may not seem like very radical, all the things I'm saying, like, oh, she's done this, she's done that, blah, blah, blah. But it makes a difference, guys. It really does. It's the little things, like I say. Pennies make dollars. Dollars make more dollars, and that's what you want to do. You want more dollars. So you're like, okay, cash bag, I'm only saving like 50 cents. If you're saving 50 cents every day, by the end of the month, you have $15. That's $15 you wouldn't have had before. That's $15 you're not spending out of your budget. $15 could be a week of groceries. Oh, I lied, guys. I'm sorry. This video is all over the place. But I don't know why I didn't put that on the list because it's definitely not on the list when I read over it. Meatless meals. I stopped eating, or I started making more meatless meals because meat can be expensive, and incorporating more beans and lentils and protein sources from other ways was good. And it did require a little work, like going on Pinterest and watching YouTube videos and finding flavorful and good meatless meals because no one wants meals. But by doing that, I have saved a good amount of money. And I'm still full. I'm not hankering, and I am a meat lover. I don't think I'm ever going to give up meat, ever. Don't think I will. I like chicken. I like duck. I like lamb too much, and seafood. So yeah. But yeah, that's it. But I encourage you all to try some of these methods, especially if you're going to be teaching English in Spain, because this could really make a difference in your income, what you can do, how you can travel, if we can travel in a post-corona future. Who knows what things are going to look like. But these are all things to consider as you move forth and think about budgeting and your financial goals, especially if you have loans to pay off. I luckily don't, but that's something to consider. And if you do teach English in Spain and you're wondering how to budget, let me know below. And if I can answer any other questions for you, I would be very happy to. But I hope to see you guys soon. Bye!